Empire 451, part of the Fourth and Gold Network, where we're burning the books alive. And welcome to the weekly burn session, where we break down all the games and a few picks from the WNBA slate. Last video's picks went 2-1. I believe we had John Quayle's rebounds, McCowan's rebounds, and I can't remember what that loss was, but don't matter. Can't be a burn session without something to burn. Let's get right into it. I actually got some notes this time. All right, first up, Minnesota Lynx at the Connecticut Sun. Minnesota Lynx are 13-13 facing the 18-7 Sun. Minnesota Lynx are averaging 80.5 points per game and giving up 85.3 points per game. Connecticut averaging 84 points per game, giving up 78.9 points per game. Connecticut is favored by 11.5. The game total was set at 162.5. In their last five, Minnesota Lynx are 4-1. Connecticut Sun are 3-2. Yeah, I lean for this game to go over. That's first and foremost. I lean for the Lynx and Sun to go under. They're averaging 164.5 points together. And they're giving up roughly 165. So that you might be able to get the over with that, with their lack of defense. But I look for this one to go under. My picks for this game, first and foremost, Minnesota Lynx have been playing out of their head. They just twapped the Liberty, and then they just beat the Sun. And who's been at the heart of that? Well, hasn't been Napheesa Collier because she's out. But Kayla McBride is in, and in the last three games, she's had 15, 26, and 19 points. And she's hit over 14.5. I got her at 14.5 for minus 128 odds over at FanDuel last night. She's hit this line in 2 out of 2 without Napheesa Collier, who is not suiting up today. I think she has like a week or so until she returns with that ankle injury. So my first official play for the day will be Kayla McBride over 14.5 points. I also lean the Minnesota Lynx plus 11.5. Like I said, they're playing out of their heads, and they've yet to come back down to earth. Next up, give me Wnba Bonner over 20 points. She's hit this line in her last 5 out of 7 games. Wnba Bonner is basically the end-all, be-all of the Connecticut Sun offense. Also, she had 31 in the last game versus Minnesota. These gals just played each other 2 days ago, I believe. Next up, Big Sheppy. Give me Jessica Shepard over 7.5 rebounds. Like I said, they just played each other. She had 14 rebounds in 24 minutes. The last time they played earlier this season before her illness, she had 12 rebounds in 38 minutes. And she's also seeing an increase in her minutes game by game. She just came back from injury 3 games ago. And in those 3 games, she's had 13, 18, and 24 minutes. So this game, she might even get 30 of them. Let's get right to the next game. We got a dumpster fire of a game with the Phoenix Mercury at the Indiana Fever. Phoenix Mercury 16. Yeah, right. They wish. 6-18 on the season. Indy Fever 6-19 on the season. Phoenix Mercury averaging 76.2 points per game and giving up 84.4 points per game. The Fever are averaging 80.6 points per game and giving up 85.6 per game. The total is set at 159.5. It was at 160 last night when it dropped. I think 160.5. I saw some 160s and 160s and a half. I didn't shop around that much. I really been locking in on FanDuel and DraftKings, a little Prize Picks, and just a couple Arizona books and whatnot. I look for this to go under. I don't think it's going to be too much of nothing going on. Brittany Griner is out for personal reasons. Mental health is very important. If you don't take nothing away from this whole burn session, take that away. Mental health is very important. However, we talking about these plays, and Brittany Griner is not hooping, right? So dig this. Diana Taurasi without Brittany Griner is 6 out of 10 to her 17.5 points line. In those 6 games that she's went over, she's had 23, 29, 23, 28, 30, and 24 points. So I definitely like Brittany Griner over 17.5 points. She's had 17. She's had 17, and it looks like 15 versus Indy. No, that's not right. That's not right at all, because she just had 24 versus Indy. My bad, John. Let me look it up. It's crazy I can't read my handwriting. But we're going to get to the bottom of this. Oh, I know what that is. I got you. Out of the last 5 games that she's played the Indiana Fever, she's had 17 or more. So she's had 17 or more points out of the last. Oh shit. She's had 17 or more points 4 out of 5 times the last time she's played Indiana. Last time she played Indiana 2 days ago, 24 points. Any other looks I got in this one? I would like Sophie Cunningham's threes. Maybe take a look at Aaliyah Boston's rebounds with no Brittany Griner in there. Erica Wheeler has been balling. Like, Vivian's is out with injury, Brittany Griner is out with injury. But every time I look at the Fever, I expect Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston to go off. But then it turns out to be Vivian's and Wheeler. Vivian's is injured. So, if I had to take a peek into my crystal ball, not betting Aaliyah Boston. So maybe a look at Wheeler and a look at Kelsey Mitchell. Also, like the under in the game, as aforementioned, Fever is favored -6. Phoenix +6 could be a play. I'm not playing it, but it could be a play. 2 out of 4 games, man. We rolling. 8 minutes in, averaging a little over 4 minutes per game. Yes, Laura, you're doing good. Next up, Atlanta Dream at the Juggernaut, Las Vegas Aces. Atlanta Dream are 14-11. Las Vegas Aces are 23-2 on the season. The Dream are averaging 84.8 points per game and giving up 84.6 points per game. The Aces are averaging 94.5 points per game and giving up 79.2 points per game. The game total is at 178 even. I look for that to go over if Ryan Howard can hit her shots. I mean, that's pretty much what it's going to come down to. Can Ryan Howard hit some shots? Stay tuned. We will see. Atlanta Dream, after taking the league by storm before the All-Star break, is 2 out of 3 in their last 5. And the Aces, 5-0 in their last 5. So, I have this play I developed maybe a few weeks ago. I like to call it the Aces system. The Aces system is a same game parlay filled with Aces props. The props are as so. Asia, Plum, Jackie Young, all over 15 points. 15 points or more. Asia, 8 rebounds or more. Chelsea Gray, 10 assists or more. the Aces to be leading by 3.5 or 4.5 at halftime, and the Aces to score over 88.5 points. I think I've hit this in I hit this like 3 straight games, and then it got a little shaky. Before I hit it in 3 straight games, I was putting Chelsea Gray plus 10 points in it, and that was 9 times out of 10 a losing leg. But that is my Aces system play today. That will be in play. I'm I'm all over Asia Wilson today. I got a future bet for Asia to win the MVP. I'll probably double down on it while it's still at plus money. It looks like, I think the highest I've seen it is plus 125 at FanDuel. So I'll probably double down on it while it's plus money. But it looks to be going in the negative very soon because she's just been balling, man. Like, she's the best player on the best team, So that's what the MVP is to me. Nevertheless, Asia over 21.5 points. She's hit that line in the last 7 out of 10 games with one hook. Also, Asia over 9.5 rebounds. She's hit this line in the last 6 out of 10 games straight up. Also in the last 2 out of 4 versus Atlanta. Now, Atlanta gives up the third most rebounds in the league, the third most points, and they allow the first most free throws. They give up the most free throws in the league. Asia Wilson has had 21 points or more in the last 3 out of 3 games versus ATL. Another person I like from the Aces as well is going to be Kelsey Plum. So, I was writing like a doctor earlier. So, the Dream allow the most free throws in a game, right? They allow the most free throws per game in the WNBA. Kelsey Plum, she's good for like 3 to 4 from the line versus ATL. So her point line is at 19.5. She's hit this line in the last 7 out of 10 games, I believe. And I would lean Kelsey Plum to go over her 19.5 points. She gets 4 from the line. That's just 8 buckets. And you all know Kelsey Plum's game is not going to be all 2-pointers. So it'll probably be a little less than 8 buckets. So I lean Kelsey Plum to go over her. I lean Kelsey Plum 20 points over. And I also like Asia 22 points or more and Asia 10 rebounds. I will also have the Aces system play in place, and I also lean Cheyenne Parker's over 5.5 rebounds. She's been garbage lately, but 5.5 rebounds is just astronomically low. So I lean Cheyenne Parker over 5.5 rebounds. I lean Kelsey Plum over 19.5 points. And I lean Asia's PR over her points and her rebounds, also over solo. Last but not least, we have the New York Liberty at the LA Sparks. A lot of these teams just played each other. Sparks just played the Liberty. And then the Sun and Lynx had just played each other. New York Liberty at LA Sparks. Liberty is 19-6 on the season. The LA Sparks are 9-16 on the season. Liberty is averaging 88.6 points per game and giving up 82.5 points per game. The Sparks are averaging 78.5 points per game and giving up 81.9 points per game. The game total was set at 167. Just taking a peek at their averages. I would take the over. I look for the Sparks to get busy at the crib, and I look for the Liberty to do their thing. Liberty is favored -9. So first up for this game, I would be absolutely remiss if I did not shout out to the queen, the fire starter over here at Fahrenheit 451. The Fahrenheit 451 All-Star, Jonquel Jones. I've been betting Jonquel Jones rebounds. I've been getting it as low as 6.5 for maybe the last 2 weeks. Cash Money Records. I will be taking Jonquel Jones over 9 rebounds. She's hit this line in the last 7 out of 7 games with totals of 12, 10, 8, and 13. Nope. She's had some crazy totals. She's hit that line in 7 out of 7 with totals of 17, 13, 13, 11, 13, shit like that. Versus LA, in the last 4 games, she's had 12, 10, 8, and 13. So give me Jonquel Jones over 9 rebounds between me and you. And put a double-digit amount of units on it. I'm going to just leave it there. I also lean Jordan Canada over 14 points. She's hit this line in the last 5 out of 7. Shout out to Crispy Cappin and Dream and Flo. They always say Sabrina and Courtney ain't stopping nobody. They couldn't catch a cold. Call them chicken noodle soup, and that's what they are on defense. Next up, give me Breanna Stewart, Stu York over 22.5 points. She's hit this line in the last 7 out of 10 games and in the last 4 out of 4 versus LA with totals of 28, 28, 23, and 25. Chineo Ogwumike cannot stay on the court, so it's usually just Nneka, Wnba, and Azure Stevens. Translation, there is no answer for Big B Stu York. Breanna Stewart. So that's what I got, man. Let's do a quick recap, okay? In the first game, my bad, y'all. In the first game, my official plays are Kayla McBride over 14.5 points, DeWanna Bonner over 19.5 points, and Jessica Shepard over 7.5 rebounds. I also lean Diamond Miller, her points over, or maybe a PRA in that one. Alyssa Thomas, assist, rebounds, whatever. In the next game, Phoenix Mercury at the Indiana Fever. I like this one to go under, and I like Diana Taurasi over 17.5 points. I also got Diana Taurasi over 2.5 threes at FanDuel for plus 100. I think that's going to be a steal. Official play is DT in that one. No BG. Let's make it make sense. ATL Dream at Las Vegas Aces. I like the Aces in the first half. I haven't even looked at that line yet, but I'm going to grab it once this goes off. But my official play in that game is Asia over 9.5 rebounds. The Aces system parlay, I will have that on Twitter. I'll link my Twitter underneath in the comment section. And I like Asia over 21.5 points as well. And last but not least, as well, I like Jonquel over 8.5 rebounds, over 9.5 rebounds. I will take her up. I'll probably take her up to 15 just in case, but I'll definitely take her up to 12 rebounds. She's been going crazy. That's my official play. Jonquel over 9 rebounds. I lean Jordan Canada over 14 points, and I like Stu York over 22.5 and 22.5 points. So there you have it. Thanks for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe for your daily sports betting videos and analysis. Gamble responsibly. Tail at your own risk. Do your own research. Only gamble what you can afford to lose. Man, they should have never let us get these SGPs, man. Let's keep cooking their ass. Like I said, I'll have my Twitter linked. Make sure you follow me over there on Twitter. And I will be putting some of my longer shots. Mom Who Bets, no problem. Thank you for checking me out. Thank you for always retweeting my stuff and liking it and reposting it and showing love. I'm truly humbled, and I greatly appreciate it. Peace, love, and namaste, man. Let's have a day, 4 games. Let's make it be all flames. Let's keep killing them. Like I said, catch me on Twitter. I'll be dropping maybe some prize picks plays. It's a risk-free on DK $20 boy. So I'll have a play for that. So longer shots and parlays, blood money bets, like my boy Dream says, will all be on Twitter. Peace, love, and namaste. Thank you for checking me out. Thank you to all the 150 subscribers. Let's keep going, glowing, and growing. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and I'll see you over on Twitter. It's still Twitter. It ain't X to me, baby.